It's no secret how much Marvel stock has dropped in recent years. With critique from the film industry, a failing model, and just god-awful releases, they have reached a point where they can't afford another massive failure. Ever since Endgame premiered, Marvel have released 12 movies and 9 TV shows, and with more misses than hits, Marvel has been on a steady decline. With the company scrambling, Kevin Feige announced a creative overhaul of all announced projects moving forward, which brings us to the soft reboot of Daredevil called Born Again. Welcome once again, this is Reverie Rift Reviews. But before we go any further, don't forget to like and subscribe. Now, when Daredevil Born Again was announced, I didn't really care because a Disney-produced Daredevil was not going to move the needle at all. Daredevil on Netflix was everything you'd want in a superhero show and more, and a potential Disney reboot was not attractive. When it was announced, it was revealed to be 18 episodes. 18! I was shocked to say the least, and then Charlie Cox comes out to say Daredevil probably won't be as gory on Disney+. Red flags started flying because if it's one thing I know about Disney, it will suck the soul out of something. Now, I'm not of the opinion that more gore makes something good or that Daredevil should be gory, but Daredevil thrives in a much darker space. Netflix got it right. Fast forward months later after its initial announcement and the cast starts to be revealed, and there was a noticeable gap. Karen Page and Foggy Nelson were not announced. One of the stuntmen that worked on the original version stated that Disney didn't want it to be anything like Netflix Daredevil and that they were making a big mistake. There were even reports that started to surface that both characters, that is Karen and Foggy, would not be returning and they would instead be killed off. Imagine that. New directors were added and they were ready to go. Filming began, and after just 6 episodes were shot, Marvel scrapped it. Marvel announced there would be an entire creative overhaul of the series, leaving fans puzzled as the show descended into production chaos. Writers and directors were fired. With more details coming forth, we found out that the show had deviated from the original version so much that even the higher ups hated it. And to think, this is the same company that released Thor Love and Thunder. It had become a legal procedural show that didn't even have Matt Murdock in costume until its 4th episode. For Marvel Studios to take this step, and such a drastic one, it was wild to me because I would have never expected them to even make such a move. This proves that they know one thing: failure for this project will basically be the final nail in their coffin. So there is way too much riding on this to allow it to happen. They soon announced that John Bernthal was returning as the Punisher, giving more credence to the importance of nailing this series. They even changed the showrunners and appointed David Skardapane, one of the writers of the Punisher series, as we're moving to more traditional showrunners instead of just making some head writer the showrunner. This was another drastic move that highlighted their sense of urgency with this show. With Scardapane's hiring, there was a decision to go back to the tone of the Netflix series and staying the course on a more darker tone for the series. With all these new announcements and changes, there's been growing interest in the show again from fans. Amidst all these changes, we finally get word that Deborah Ann Wall and Eldon Henson would be returning to the show as Karen and Foggy respectively. Philip Silvera, the stunt and fight coordinator for the Netflix series, would also be making a return to the show. They even announced that the show would be 13 episodes to be in line with the pacing of the Netflix show. I really couldn't believe what I was seeing. Disney was doing something that would satisfy fans and not trying to pander to demographics. Will we see something of substance or just a collection of moments here and there that would ultimately fall short? That is yet to be seen. So it begs the question: skeptic or believer? Do you believe in Daredevil Born Again? For me, I approach this with skepticism because while everything seems to be trending in the right direction, this is still a Disney production. And while we've gotten great movies in No Way Home and Guardians of the Galaxy 3, we still got Ant-Man, Thor, Love and Thunder, She-Hulk, The Marvels, and even the disappointing Multiverse of Madness. I can't really say I have confidence in Marvel to deliver something on the level of Netflix, but I do hope they can. It's high time Marvel goes back to what fans want, which is storytelling and care for the characters, and not to the demographics they represent. Even Wilson Bethel is returning as Bullseye to show you how much stock has been put into this show. If Daredevil Born Again can kickstart a better era for the MCU, then so be it. But you really have to answer that question for yourself as it pertains to Daredevil Born Again. Do you believe in Daredevil Born Again? And that's the video. Thank you for watching. Once again, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.